So here we are in the week that turns into April, which means that last week's data was officially the end of March. We still have snow flurries, of course, Donald.
Yeah, that's really depressing to see. I love that kind of springish warm weather last week and freezing here last couple of days. So hopefully it's behind us now. We'll see.
Exactly. So in our luxury market above 2.25 million, this past week's data showed about the same number of new to market deals, 30 versus 28 the week before. So that trend to the spring selling season, as we call it, seems to be continuing.
Yeah, exactly right. A little bit of fits and starts as the year kind of unfolds. Early January, kind of a little bit of a uptick in listings, and it comes back down a little bit and uptick again. So we're back on an uptick here, and very similar to what we saw last year in 21, where at this time of year it's kind of starts on a longer upward trend for about another month or so.
However, our in-contract activity in terms of the number of deals this past week, I believe, was the highest week we've seen so far this year.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I had to go back to kind of mid-October to see this level of in-contract activity. I think the last highest number was 27, week of October 18th, and then this past week, 25. So, really interesting to see how this unfolds relative to last year. 2 years ago, completely different story, not much activity at all. Last year, a little more normal, some pent up demand there driving it. So it's going to be interesting to see if we track exactly the same. And right now, we're on that same path, almost exactly. So certainly a very healthy market.
And lots of townhouse activity in this luxury segment. And what's the impact of that in terms of days on market with all the activity that we're seeing for townhouses?
Yeah, so in this luxury category, 12 new to market last week and 10 going into contract. So that 12 is the most out of any asset type coming to market last week. And it's good to see because, as we know, demand is super strong. And the days on market actually reflecting that with an average number of 76 for those assets last week that went into contract, those 10 homes. And our days on the market week to week kind of moves a lot, but on a trailing basis, we're kind of averaging somewhere around 90 to 110 days. So this is about 25% less last week. And as you know firsthand, so just mentioned, demand way in excess of supply, especially under the 4 million mark, 4.5 million mark now. Gets a little bit less populated above that, but still very strong. But 2.25 to 4 million, oh my goodness. You couldn't make enough townhouses to satiate demand right now.
Exactly. And not only are people moving fast because they want to, but they have to.
Yeah, very competitive marketplace. Gotta be prepared. You gotta be knowledgeable. Hopefully you have a trusted capable advisor by your side, and not trying to do it yourself because you're gonna be outplayed, I think.
So let's go to the below 2.25 million market, and consistency seems to still be the name of the game here in both new to market and in contract deals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely right. Again, it's 75 new to market last week, 77 in contract. Very similar on the in contract side the previous 3 weeks, and same on the new to market side. A little bit of fluctuation, but we're averaging mid 70s, so right on there. And likewise, days on market kind of coming down quite a bit across the board there.
So in this very active market, what is also interesting to see is that there are still new development buildings coming to market, which is interesting in terms of increasing our inventory in a very different situation to what we saw like 2018-19.
Yeah, for sure. A fair amount of product out there. Sponsor units are obviously controlled on how they're delivered to the marketplace, and some very large projects coming online, like Brooklyn Tower, which is pretty exciting to see that now having units out in the market. Showings occurring. I'm going to go next week, check it out myself, and looking forward to that. And then we have smaller scale, much more modest size, smaller unit, boutique kind of stuff in the brownstone neighborhoods that we work in. So you have a wide range of things to choose from as a consumer, which is great. Like amenities, you're going to head to kind of downtown Brooklyn area with these towers. And if you don't really need that and maybe looking for private outdoor space, maybe a slightly larger unit size on average. You're going to look at these boutique projects. We've just launched one. We're going to start showings to the public in a couple of weeks here out in Carroll Gardens, and currently just a lot of demand there for that product in that neighborhood, which is no surprise. Carroll Gardens always popular with buyers for generations, right? Not brand new. Super quiet blocks, great housing stock, and super nice lifestyle to lead around there.
Definitely. That's it from us. Let's check back in next week when we'll be in April. Thank you, Donald.
Take care.